Hey, from Texas, it's Lindy Fulford with Striking Splendor. And we are here tonight to go over part 4 of how marriage counseling saved our marriage. And we are at the point where our family was growing, we looked happy, nothing could knock us down, or so we thought. But here I was, several months pregnant with Tyler. I was mad as hell, and I was sleeping on the couch. How did we get here? And where would we end up? Okay, you guys, there was a really simple reason that I was sleeping on the couch. I was right and he was wrong. Okay, at least that's what I thought, right? In my mind, I was right, he was wrong. And in all actuality, it was much more complex than that. My husband is very much an entrepreneur. He is always trying new things, which is one of the things I really, really love about him. He'd opened up a truck accessory business a few years before, and we were finally in the green. Things were going well until I think it was mid to late August in 2005, and Hurricane Katrina hit. Mid-September, Hurricane Rita hit. And nobody was buying truck accessories. Like, that was not the focal point of anything. And our once green books quickly started to turn red. And I am big, and I am fat, and I am pregnant. And while I was stressed out, and I was pregnant and had a lot of pregnancy hormones going on, I was super worried about what we were going to do. We were now getting ready to have 2 kids in daycare, which is super expensive. We were going to have diapers. We were going to have formula. And yes, I made good money at Dell, but not enough to support us. Did I mention that we were going to have 2 kids in daycare? And that's just super expensive. So I finally just told Scott he was going to have to shut down his business. He was going to have to either go part-time and do that part-time on the side and get a full-time job. And to me, that seemed like the right thing to do. And for Scott, that wasn't the right thing to do. Scott, I mean, that was kind of like me killing his dreams. You know, he wanted to succeed, not only to prove that he could, but to leave a legacy and a name for our kids and to help provide for the family. So when I said, hey, you're going to have to shut down the business, his answer was pretty much, no. And that is why I was mad as hell, 7 months pregnant, and sleeping on the couch. Basically because my husband was stubborn. No, not really. It was just because we didn't see eye to eye on things, and he wanted to make things work. And his intentions were, he was doing it for us. But it was just, we were kind of at this turning point. So how do we get past that? Well, things get a little bit fuzzy with the pregnancy. But what I do know is that Scott eventually moved the business to our house, and he did it part-time. He went to go work for his dad, and they remodeled houses, and they flipped houses. And that was all really good, right? When the housing market's good, it's good. When the housing market's bad, it's not so good. All right, so that eventually went in the toilet, as did our finances. And our frivolous spending finally caught up with us, and we were in mountains, piles of debt. And I don't know if y'all remember, if y'all watched one of my blogs before about the 10 common reasons why people divorce, money was the number 1 reason. We were fighting a lot about money at this point. So fast forward to 2010, the ebb and flow of the housing market, waiting for houses to sell. Scott and I finally decided together that he was going to stay home. I was going to work at Dell. I was finally making enough money that I could afford for him to stay home, get up with the kids, get them ready, make sure that their homework was done when they got home from school. I had a honey-do list that was 30 miles long, as I'm sure we all do, so I thought, fantastic, honey-do list is going to get taken care of. Things are going to be great. And fast forward, he was still doing side jobs as well with his truck accessory business. And let me just tell you, I'm so thankful for that, because if you watched me last night, you know that he was doing a vehicle last night. So we still have customers that come in. Always seems to come in right when we need it. And so that was kind of our extra money on the side that we needed, and it always showed up exactly when we were just barely squeezing by. But little did I know what a toll it was taking on Scott, being at home. He spent 3 years at home, and I was really, really blind. And I would not realize what was really going on until I had spent a year at home by myself after I quit Dell. And it's really lonely, you guys. I mean, I am all for being your own entrepreneur, but being at home by yourself is really lonely. But that's getting a little bit far ahead. So my story will come tomorrow night. But I'm going to leave you with this. Alcohol and depression, it can be very well hidden, even when you're underneath the same roof. So you're going to have to stay tuned for part 5 to find out what the final straw was that left us wondering if our marriage was going to make it or not. This was not even the tipping point of our marriage breakdown, but it's what led up to it. And so I just encourage you to make sure that you always pay attention to what's going on in your own household, because I missed a lot of stuff. I missed a lot of signs because I was busy doing my job, and I missed a lot of stuff that was just going on right underneath my nose. All right, guys, I hope you'll catch me again for part 5, because it should be the final one where you'll finally realize what was the breaking point and why we did finally go to marriage counseling. All right, I'll catch you on the other side.